Good morning, children. Hope all are good, doing fine. Hope all are safe. Nice. Okay, now today we are going to discuss your fourth lesson, that is your last lesson of your term 2. Our rich culture. Our rich culture. It means we know India is the famous country. Am I right? And the culture of India is a very respectable. Other foreigners or the people from the outside of our country, they really love our culture. The way we dress up, the food we eat, the way we speak is nothing but the culture. Got it, children? So the culture of India is respectable, or other country people or the people from the other countries, they respect a lot the Indian culture. Now let us see why our culture is very rich in this lesson. Now India is rich in art and culture. Indian languages, dresses, dances, music, monuments, paintings, handicrafts and festivals enrich her culture. So what are we making? Why our culture is very special? Now we have different states and union territories in our country, and from the different states the people will speak different languages, and the dressing up style is also different, and the food they eat is also different. So these all sorts of different states, different languages, different cultures or different food they eat is making our culture very rich. Languages. Now let us learn about each and every part. Languages. There are 22 languages recognized by the Constitution of India. So total how many languages do we have in our country, children? There are totally 22 languages. And Hindi and English are the official languages. So though we have 22 languages, whatever state or whichever state you move across the India, mostly you find people are very comfortable speaking in English or speaking in Hindi, especially towards the northern side of India. But coming to southern part of the India, like Telugu and English are the most commonly understandable or comfortable languages. Hindi is bit less understood or less spoken in the southern parts of the India. Most languages are written from left to right, but Kashmiri, Sindhi and Urdu are written from right to left. Generally, where do we start writing from? We start from the left side and we end till the right side. But especially only three languages. What are those? Kashmiri, Sindhi and Urdu. So these three languages are written from right to left. We are doing from left to right, but these three languages will be written from right to left. Dresses. The people of India wear different dresses. Yes, we find especially not only the different parts of the state or country, children. If you take itself, Hyderabad itself, if you just roam around the Hyderabad, you find different people wearing different types of dresses. Women wear saris, salwar kameez, jeans, shirts, skirts and gowns. Men wear jeans, trousers, shirts and t-shirts. In some states, men wear kurta paisama and kurta dhoti. Some men also wear turbans of different types. So it's like common known information about the dresses. Generally, we know very well what dresses the women will wear and the men also will wear. So in few states, you find most of the men will be wearing different types of turbans also. Okay. Then dances. So what are the two types of dances we have? Folk dance and classical dance. Folk and classical are two types of dances in our country. Folk dances are performed on marriage, birth of a child, festival, seasons, change of seasons and sowing and harvesting of crops. So when are these folk dances are performed? Especially on marriages. During the marriages you find, or if like child of a birth, during the festivals and change of the seasons, and also during the sowing and harvesting of crops. So during these things or during these occasions, generally folk dances are performed. The classical dances began in temples. Generally it's like Bharatanatyam, Kuchipudi, Kathakali. These are nothing but the classical dances. Okay. Generally, these classical dances are performed in the temples. Later, kings encouraged these dances. Some famous classical dances are, we have classical dances even. Who are those? Pandit Birju Maharaj, Sharmila Biswas, Mallika Sarabhai and Sonal Mansingh. So these are the famous classical dances of India. Then coming to the music, even as a dance, how we have two types, folk dance and classical dance. Similarly, music is also of two types, folk and classical. The Bihu Geet of Assam, Pandavani of Chhattisgarh, Bhagavati of Karnataka and Baul Sangeet of West Bengal are some examples of folk music. So we have two types of music. One is folk music and the other is classical music. So folk music. So what are the folk music's example? We have Bihu Geet of Assam, Pandavani of Chhattisgarh, Bhavgeet of Karnataka and Baul Sangeet of West Bengal. These are the few examples of folk music. There are two main styles of classical music. See, music is of two types, folk as well as classical. Again in classical, that is of two types. So what is that? Hindustani and Carnatic. So classical music is again divided or is of two types. One is classical music, Hindustani music and the Carnatic music. Hindustani music developed in the north and Carnatic music in the south. So Hindustani, where do you find? Almost in the northern parts of India you find this Hindustani music, and Carnatic music you find in the southern part of India. Anand Bhate, Pandit Ajoy Chakravarti, Ustad Rashid Khan and Shubha Mudgal are some famous Hindustani classical singers, and Ranjani and Gayatri, D. Kartika Anagha and Shankar Mahadevan are some famous Carnatic classical singers. Even we have the famous M.S. Subbulakshmi Garu is also a famous Carnatic classical singer. Okay, next, monuments. Forts, places, temples, pillars, stupas and monasteries are different types of monuments. So monuments is nothing but the places that have been constructed by the kings or the emperors in the olden days. The stupa at Sanchi, built by Emperor Ashoka, and the temples of Mahabalipuram are examples of early monuments. The Mughal rulers built many monuments. Akbar built the Fatehpur Sikri and Agra Fort, Shah Jahan built Taj Mahal in Agra and the Jama Masjid and the Red Fort in Delhi. So what are the famous monuments in India, children? The Mughal rulers, Mughal emperors who ruled our country. For example, say Akbar, he has built Fatehpur Sikri and Agra Fort. Already this we have learnt in your 5th lesson of your term 1, Emperor Akbar, if I am right. Taj Mahal in Agra, and Shah Jahan, what did he do? He has built Taj Mahal in Agra and Jama Masjid also, and the Red Fort in Delhi. So Shah Jahan has built, what are the places? Taj Mahal in Agra, Jama Masjid and Red Fort in Delhi. The Portuguese built many monuments in Goa. Generally, most of the Portuguese, they have visited Goa first, not the India. Like first place visited by these Portuguese were Goa. The British built the Rashtrapati Bhavan and the Parliament House in Delhi. You have this Parliament in the Delhi. So this was constructed by the Britishers. And the Victoria Memorial in Kolkata. There are also many modern monuments. These include, so these are all the old monuments what have been constructed by the Mughal emperors or the previous kings or the rulers. Also, the Britishers also even constructed few monuments. These are all the early monuments. But the famous, I mean to say, modern monuments are also there. So what are the modern monuments? They include Akshardham Temple in New Delhi, the Vidhan Saudha in Bangalore and the Assembly Building in the Mumbai. Next, paintings. Early humans painted on the walls of the caves. These are called cave paintings. So the early humans, they used to draw the pictures on the caves. These are called as the cave paintings. The cave paintings at Bhimbetka in Madhya Pradesh show early humans dancing and hunting animals. So the way they paint the pictures, so from that pictures we can depict like early humans, they used to dance. The pictures what they are showing What all the pictures they have painted on the caves? What are they showing? The early humans were dancing and they are hunting the animals. The paintings at Ajanta caves in Maharashtra show scenes from the life of Lord Buddha. So how the life of Lord Buddha went on. If you see the paintings in Ajanta caves near Maharashtra. So the pictures on this or the paintings on these caves depicts the life of Lord Buddha, the founder of Buddhism religion. The Mughal emperors also encouraged painters to paint scenes from everyday. Paresh Mehti, Anjali Ella Menon and Baiju Pardhan are some modern painters. Then comes handicrafts. Handicrafts are nothing but the decorative items that are made by the hand. Handmade decorative items. They are called as the handicrafts. So India is very famous for this handicrafts. Some famous items are terracotta horses of West Bengal, cane and bamboo crafts of Tripura, puppets of Rajasthan and Kanchipuram sarees of Tamil Nadu. Next, festivals. We celebrate lot many festivals since we have different states. So different religions, therefore we have different variety of festivals. So what are those? The festivals celebrated in India, they are grouped into 4 categories. So what are those 4 categories? National festivals, religious festivals, harvest festivals and special festivals. So the festivals of India are broadly classified as 4. What are those? National festivals, religious festivals, harvest festivals and special festivals. Now what are these national festivals? We celebrate 3 national festivals. What are those? What are the 3 national festivals we celebrate, children? Generally Independence Day, like all over the nation. National festivals are the festivals that are celebrated all over the nation, all over the India. So simple, 15th August we hoist the flag. Even on the Republic Day also we hoist the flag. Am I right? And one of them, Gandhi Jayanti, is also one of the national festivals. Next, religious festivals. People celebrate Diwali, Christmas, Eid, Guru Parab, Buddha Purnima and Mahavir Jayanti. So these festivals celebrated by different religions. We have different religions in our country. So the festivals celebrated by different religions are nothing but the religious festivals. So what are those? Generally our Hindus, we celebrate Dashara, Diwali, Christians, Christmas, Good Friday, Easter, and Muslims, what do they celebrate? Bakrid, Ramzan and Guru Parab, and Guru Parab is celebrated by the people Sikhs, and Buddha Purnima by the Buddhists, and Jainism, generally they celebrate Mahavir Jayanti. Then Harvest Festival. Harvest festivals, Baisakhi in Punjab, Bihu in Assam, Pongal in Tamil Nadu and Onam in Kerala are some harvest festivals. They are celebrated when the crops have been cut. So when do they celebrate these harvest festivals? Then when they cut the first crop of that season. Generally Sankranti in January we celebrate. So Sankranti is nothing but the starting of a new crop. Okay, so these harvest festivals people generally celebrate during this, during when the crops have been cut, the very first crop. అంటే పండిస్తారు కదా పొలాల్లో, ఫస్ట్ టైం పొలంలో పండించిన పంటని ఎప్పుడైతే వాళ్ళు కట్ చేస్తారో అప్పుడు ఈ హార్వెస్ట్ ఫెస్టివల్స్ అనేవి సెలబ్రేట్ చేస్తారు. సో వాట్ ఆర్ దోస్? In Punjab they celebrate as Baisakhi, in Assam Bihu, in Tamil Nadu Pongal and Kerala Onam, and here in AP and Telangana we celebrate as Sankranti. Next, special festivals. These are organized by state governments to attract tourists to the state. So special festivals, these festivals are organized by the state governments of each and every state in the India so that they can attract the tourist. The Tulip Festival of Jammu and Kashmir. Tulip Festival is famous for flowers. Different types of flowers they exhibit on this festival. The Desert Festival of Rajasthan. So generally what do they do in deserts festival? In this desert festival they display different variety of handicrafts and the famous food of Rajasthan, like a mela they will do, like an exhibition they celebrated. The Konark Festival of Odisha, the Taj Mahotsav of Uttar Pradesh, the Ran Utsav of Gujarat, and the Hornbill Festival of Nagaland are the few examples. These are the festivals that are classified into 4 national, religious, harvest and special festivals. So since we have different languages and different variety of people or variety of languages, different languages, and we celebrate different festivals, and we have monuments. Monuments, if you take, you have early monuments and the modern monuments also, and we have dances, different sorts of dances in our India. This folk and classical dance, if you go or if you travel out of the India, you will not find anywhere, children. So because of all these things, we say our Indian culture is very rich. We have to respect our Indian culture. Okay. Hope you understood this lesson, children. So we have completed your term 2 with this lesson, and in the next class we are going to start up the first lesson, or we are going to start your term 3. Hope you understood this lesson, and read the lesson very carefully and start listing out the new words. Okay. Thank you, children. Bye for today. We'll meet in the next class with a new lesson.